All right, welcome this evening to Money Heist. Just want to shake it up a bit. Hey, my pastor. Hello, sir. How are you? Congratulations once again. Good evening. You're welcome. I can see. Oh, Joe the Wise. How are you? B, how are you? Hey, Church. How you doing? Good to see everybody. Welcome this evening. Welcome to Money Heist every Tuesday by 8:30 p.m. We're going to have an amazing time tonight. I promise you guys an amazing story, and it is 100% true. So get ready for what I'm going to be sharing tonight. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you're joining from. Just drop a comment. Let me know where you're joining from this evening. Ernest Shogwe from Bayelsa, I see you. How you doing? Port Harcourt, Bayelsa. You are here for the 5 million. Don't worry, I'm not, you know, I don't do giveaway of money. I give away wisdom, all right? So I will give you wisdom. Yes, Miwa, good to see you. It was my pleasure. Taiwo, I can see you. Yes, Brenda. How you doing, Brenda from Abuja? I think by the time I film my story today, people like Brenda will understand it a whole lot more. Mobola Jabelkota, good to see you, sir. How are you? Bombs Calorie Chevron, not too far from where I am. Good to see you. Lagos State, good. I can see you. Hey, Cameroon. Oh, where's that? Gabon. I'm not even sure right now. Johannesburg. Maxwell, how are you doing, sir? Great. You can see I'm listening to Jerusalem. Okay, that's fine. I do it, Kitty. Good. Good to see you. Welcome. Guys, let your friends know about this evening. I'll be sharing a real story with you. How I was given 5.5 million naira. It was paid directly into my account. I didn't ask for it, but it was given to me, all right? So someone say I received it, okay? I'll teach you how to receive it tonight. Birmingham, UK, Bolaji, I see you. All right, Lagos, Adewale, I can see you this evening. Let's let our friends know about what we're doing this evening. All I want to do with the Money Heist is I want to share the kind of things that will switch your mindset so that you can begin to get better results in your life, get more finances, have more results in your life. All right, I can see Purpose with AB here, Abuja in the house, Dubai in the house. My brother Chris, how you doing? I see you rolling with some big people. BC, how are you doing? Ejiro from Dubai, I see you. Adiola from the UK, I see you also. Shola Cheriki from Kano, I see you. Bukola from Mercedes, I see you, okay? Now, guys, I want to do something this evening. I want to try to keep it, you know, within an hour. God help me. So let me reduce my DJ skills right now. And let's kind of like get into this evening. You're welcome from Port Harcourt. I can see everybody this evening. And I do have a story I'd like to share with you. And it's a real story. The funny thing is that it happened a couple of years ago. If I tell you the year they gave me that, in fact, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do, you know, the real value of money. Is there anybody here that's an economist that can tell me it's the time value of money? Beautiful. Okay. Basically, that says if you had 1 million 10 years ago, how much is it now? Okay. Somebody's in Dubai and Paris by faith. No problem at all. Now, in 2008, a bank gave me 5.5 million naira that I did not ask for. Of course, I worked in that bank, okay? There's always a story to it, but I'm going to tell you about it. So, I did not ask for that money. I asked for something else, and then they now gave me that money. And that's what I want to share tonight, because the more that Toby, I see you. Well done, oh, okay? Timle, I can see you. Now, I mean, I didn't ask for it, but in recent times, I've had to, you know, sit down to review a lot of things in my life. Why am I reviewing things in my life? Next week, September 8th, will be exactly 10 years since I stepped out of my job in banking, okay? Emeka, I see you from Canada. Beautiful. I was a senior manager. Many of you know the story and all that, but 2010, it was September 8th. I remember that I took that letter, walked into my boss's office and gave to him, and he, you know, did not want to accept it. They tried to call my dad and everything, but they knew that this guy was very serious. I remember that they called the head of operation and said, collect the letter from him. And now 10 years after, so in the last few weeks, I've been doing a lot of reviews, you know, looking back over the things that I've done, and I've seen things that I did well, seen things I've not done well. And this Saturday, I'm going to be having a webinar for free where I'm going to begin to share this, because I think that if we have a lot more people, damn, I see you from Germany. If we have a lot more people sharing, you know, not just the good part, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Saturday, I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the really bad, okay? But the idea behind it is that I would be able to provide wisdom. Someone say wisdom, okay? That will help you so that you can know how to navigate your way from where you are. So tonight, maybe I should start off with that story. So this was 2008. I had joined the bank then, United Bank for Africa. At that time, amazing place. In fact, I worked in 5 companies. The one I worked the longest in, you know, someone said, Jimmy, it's like you have commitment issues. No, I don't have commitment issues. All right. I just was very focused about what I wanted. And I worked in 5 companies in 8 years. And the one place that I worked the longest was United Bank for Africa. Amazing experience. It's like a pressure pot. They will cook you. All right. Really, in fact, we used to say that there were lions and lionesses, okay? And I really learned a lot. I learned about the business side of business. You know, I learned about a lot of things. I met people, all manner. But don't let me get into that today. So I was in UBA then. Many of you know my story, how I left Accenture and how I had joined United Bank for Africa in 2007, which was 5 years after NYC. I finished NYC in 2003. And then 2007 March, I was a manager in UBA, okay? And what had happened was that I had worked on projects and stuff like that. And then there was something called the executive compensation that was going to start. It was a new scheme that was brought, and that scheme was going to start at the senior manager level. I was a manager. I'd worked on it. Let me pray a prayer for you. May you not work on what you will not taste. How can you be working on something and you will not see it at the end of the day? Anyway, so I mean, I've seen all the benefits and all that, you know, and I felt like David. You know, David said, what will happen to the man that kills his giant? They said, number 1, you not pay tax forever. Number 2, you marry the king's daughter. You know, he just said, this giant is going to die. But for me, when I saw that, I really wanted it because I felt that from the premise of value that I deserved to, you know, be promoted to senior manager. I did not even know. You know, sometimes ignorance is very beneficial because sometimes if you know something, it will stop you from asking for what you actually deserve. Sometimes when they tell you that it takes 3 years to get something, that knowledge can actually limit you. So sometimes, you know, knowledge is good, but sometimes, you know, you must be open-minded. You must be willing to think outside the box. Anyway, I didn't even know. I had not read the performance management system that, you know, you must work for several years. All I knew was that I was adding value and I could ask for, you know, and at least I could ask. Number 1 lesson for today. Please, anything you want in life, ask. The worst case scenario is that they will say no. I'm not averse to no. I like yes. Don't misunderstand me. But I'm not afraid of no. I think that's the first thing. Please ask from life what you want from it. It's so important. You can't be wealthy because you're going to have to think outside the box, and many things will tell you no. You have to learn how to navigate anyway. So what had happened was that, you know, the following year, 2008, I remember that I'd walked up to my boss. Some of you know my story, but tonight I'm going to tell you the back end of that story. Okay, and so I walked up to my boss and I said to him, I said, sir, that I want to ask for the bank to promote me to senior manager. The man was like, look at this boy, this boy that was an analyst in Accenture just over a year ago, and is now asking. All right, asking is powerful. And so the guy chased me out of his office. You know, he's an amazing man that I love me and swimming and all that, you know, get back to work and stuff. But I kept going back. Number 1, ask. Number 2, some things you have to keep going back, particularly if you deserve it. Some of you are cheating yourself, literally speaking, I'm telling you. All right. But anyway, I'm going to get to that in a minute. So what had happened was that I therefore kept asking. And in the process of asking, you know how it works, 2 other banks began to look for me. And we had a conversation with one of them. The other one, I didn't want to go there. But, you know, one of them was one of the top banks at that point in time. Anyway, cut the story short. One day, I go to my boss and I say to my boss, sir, it's like, this other bank is interested in me. He was like, no, you are not going anywhere. And so he said, see, this thing you want to ask is tough and all those kind of things. Mr. Chodelilu was CEO at that point in time. But he said, you know what? The least I will do for you is that I will ask. I think that many of us, I don't know why, I didn't even plan to talk about asking. But I think many of us excuse ourselves. What is it that you want? At least get a no. No is good. At least you know. And then maybe if they tell you no, you can know why they said no. You know, so that maybe you can actually adjust yourself and do something. But I have only one life to live. So the thing that I want, so if I go to a client, for example, and I make a presentation and they tell me we're sorry and all that, one thing that I go back and say, why did you say no to me? So that way I can go back and improve myself. Like I said in one of the Money High series, I believe I said, the average African is afraid of no. And that is a huge challenge. Because you see, many times you could get a yes, but the fear of no will stop you from getting your yes. What is it that you want to get in this period? What organization? Many people want to send a proposal. You have not sent it, you're already denying yourself. Please learn. In fact, between now and December, put yourself at the risk of no. Because when you put yourself at the risk of no, you put yourself at the opportunity for a yes. That's a huge quote, all right? But you should get that. So important. Very, very important. Okay? Go for what you want. Now, back to my story. And so, guys, share this with your friends. Some people don't know how to share, so let me quickly teach you. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see something that looks like that paper kite we used to fly when we were much younger. Click that kite and then send it to 3 or 4 of your friends. I'm telling you guys, if you keep hearing what we're talking about at Money Heist, I'm telling you, just a matter of time, you will start getting marvelous, tremendous results. So you don't leave your friends behind. Let them know about this. So back to my story. So what then happened was that I went and I asked, and he said, you know what, Jimmy, the least that I owe you is to ask. If they say no, there's nothing I can do about it. And I said to ask. And so he went ahead and went to go and ask. You know, then the director, because he had a line to the CEO, he asked the director of resources, and then it was up to the CEO. And it took about 2 months before they got back to me. But now this is what I'm going to. You know, one particular day, he said, Jimmy, I want you to write a document for me. I said, what should I put in the document? He said, number 1, and these are the elements of what I'm going to teach. Because if you're a business owner, if you're a working professional, you must understand these things. Please, I'm asking you, your prosperity, even if you don't want to prosper for your children, prosper for your family. I'm serious, it's important. Because some people think that, you know, doesn't have just enough. No, just enough is not enough any longer, all right? You know, so you have to be very intentional about increasing your finance. And one thing I know about money is that if you don't ask for it, it will never come to you the way it should, particularly money. You know, maybe you are single, you are a guy. Do you know the guy won't marry who you want to marry without asking her? Don't let life cheat you without asking, okay? So maybe I should even ask. Maybe let's even do a quick exercise. Type one thing you need to quickly ask for. So if you're single, say, I need to ask Sister X to marry me. Type it. I need to ask that client whether they want my product. Go ahead and type. Because sometimes the acknowledgement of some of these things is actually the first phase of transformation. I'm a transformational coach. That is what I do. And I understand that real change comes from the inside first, then the outside. So basically, you see, what they say is that what would sink her, Sister X, similarly needs to ask, similarly go ahead and ask her, what is the worst case? Should we break your head? After that, you will rise up again on the 3rd day and you can ask again, all right? But you go back to her and ask her, why did you say no? Somebody says more money, all right? An internship opportunity, ask. Look, what's the worst case? Go to the biggest bank in the world, World Bank. Send them a mail. I mean, don't be afraid. What does it take to send a mail to World Bank? Hello, I'd like to interact with you. Of course, do it intelligently. So worst case is that they're going to muster strength. Ask. More money. Ask. Guys, it's so important. I need Jimmy to coach me. I'll tell you about how we can do that as we go along. Now, so I had, I was waiting, of course, praying that Lord, and what I'd asked for was a promotion. Now, guys, hear me. What I had asked for was just a promotion from manager to senior manager. At that time, my salary was going to move from 8 million naira per annum. I was going to move to 13.5 million naira per annum. That was the first benefit. The second benefit is that I would be able to purchase a house. Senior manager at that time, I could collect 30 million naira to buy a property at that point in time. Number 3 was that there were some additional benefits that I was entitled to a driver. There's so many. So I was like, I wanted it, so I asked for it. I asked for a promotion. So this guy, one day he comes to me and says, Jimmy, I want you to go ahead and write what you have done for the organization. And I'm going to break it down in the mode. I have 7 keys. Guys, make sure that I go through the 7 tonight. And let me say this to you. By the way, I'm going to start. Let me tell you the name of the show now. We're defining this. It's not just going to be something we do. Let's see. I'm putting who can guess the name of this. Beautiful. So I'm trying to put some structure around this. So it's going to be called the Money Heist Show with Jimmy Tewe. Okay, that is what this is, the Money Heist Show. I'm owning this. Is that okay? Someone says, what if the professor, the real one, comes? I will greet him. I won't bring him on the show. Not a problem at all. Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot. I don't want to get out myself. I have some big things I want to do. I'm bringing people on this show. I'm going to bring, because you see, when it comes to money, there are 3 M's of money. MMM. Now, don't be afraid of MMM, because MMM is a Ponzi scheme in Nigeria. M is make money. The second one is manage money. The third one is multiply money. If you know how to make money, if you know how to manage your money, if you know how to multiply money, I can guarantee you, you will be very, very rich. Is that okay? And so I'm going to be bringing people about the multiplication. You know, yesterday I heard of a private firm that puts out, you know, a bid for like a private bond, and people rushed it, you know, and you know, it had closed. When I heard about it, I'm like, hey, that must happen again. So when those kind of things come up, I will tell them to come on the show, so that way you can ask questions, and I will give you opportunity for managing money. How can you do that better? I will give opportunity for multiplying, but for me, how to make the money, because you see, many of you have been managing small money. You need to learn how to make what? Much more money. Thank you very much. Okay, back to my story. And so he said to me, write out all the things I've done for the bank. I did all the things that wrote all the out for the bank. Then he said to me, he said, I want you to write that you are requesting for a promotion at the next promotion. Not a problem at all, because again, that's the normal process. There has to be like a document, you know, that is the basis for it. And so we did the document and all that. Guys, guess what? Now let me tell you what happened. Because they knew that another bank was having a conversation with me. You know what these guys did? Number one, they gave me, I saw that, you see, Tony Lumelu signed with a green pen. Tony Lumelu signed on that document and wrote it there and said that there's a promotion commitment. We want you to stay. We don't want you to go, and all those kind of things. And so they gave me a promotion commitment that by the next appraisal, they're going to promote. So that was done. This was in May or so, and the promotion is going to happen in October. Now, that allowed me to do a few things, got an approval. Uncle Alfred, I see you. These are people that knew me when I was a baby, when I was much younger. All right? And, you know, that allowed me to buy my house. I bought my house then for 35 million naira. I gave them 5 million naira. They gave me 30 million naira. But that's where I'm going, because you came tonight because of the 5.5 million. And there's a principle behind getting big gifts. There's a principle. I've studied it. And that's what I want to share with you tonight. So please make sure you have enough data. Every village person that is sapping your data will sap their own data. Are we together? All right. So, what that happened was that by the time we came back, they said, number one, we are promoting you to senior manager now, but to take effect by then, you can get some benefits. Then they now said number two. I said, what is number two? They said that we're going to pay you some money, and that money is just us giving it to you so that you don't go. I said, all I want is promotion, but they said in addition to the promotion, they're going to give me money that just to say you're a guy. I want somebody here to have you are our guy money. You know, that's what I'm going to call it. You are our guy. You know, don't go. And guys, they gave me 5.5 million naira. They paid it straight into my account. When I saw that money, the first thing I did was, because this was 2008, guys, 12 years ago. There are some of you too today, if you got 5.5 extra cash, it will do something in your life. 12 years ago, so I need to go and do the time value of money. That if in 2008 it was 5.5, what will it be at this point in time? I'm sure that it will be quite a lot in that regard. But I got it as a gift. It happened for real. They called it what they call a retention bonus. And organizations do this, all right? So it's not, but you see, what I've done is that I find out that even in your business, you can get gifts. Let me tell you the kind of gift you get in business. You are selling books, for example. And then the person says, can you supply cars? That is a gift. And there's something you can work that makes you get gifts of opportunity, because in business, you might not get gifts of money per se, but you will get gifts of opportunities. In your career, many of you should be getting gifts. Your company should be, and there are some things you can do. This evening, I was speaking to somebody as I was preparing. I'm still going back to that story, okay? Because I want to tell you how I spend that money. You know, so I was talking to somebody and she was saying to me, oh, this, and I took this model I'm about to share with you. I took the model and we looked at what she's doing. She knows what to do next. If you're a career professional, if you're a business owner, then you can actually participate in this. I don't care what you do, except you are doing Yahoo. If you are doing Yahoo, or if you are cloning accounts, if you are that person, there's one guy. Some of you have gotten a mail from somebody called Jimmy Tewe. Please, that person is playing with heaven. Heaven said to warn him that lightning is going to strike his account. Not only him, that something will happen to him. Because me, I'm God's favorite child. So you can't just be coming and clothing me. So guys, please, one thing I'd like you to do, by the time we end today, is you go and report the page. Is Jim, somebody please start that fake page. Jimmy_Tewe_. The guy in one day posted 18 of my pictures or so, posted my link tree. That's Barawo converted. The Greek word for Barawo is thief. I'm just joking, all right? That's a thief. Okay, anyway, so it's important that we, you know, to do that. But let me get back to the story. So guys, I got that 5.5 million naira. The first thing I did though was I thought I would give 1 million to God. I remember I wrote the check for 1 million and 1 naira. I said, God, just take it out. I mean, if they give you 5.5 million, just gratitude. And I gave that to him. The next thing I did was that I told my wife, because I've always told her, very soon I will buy you a brand new car. Guys, it was a Hyundai Tucson. I think that's how they pronounce it. It was wine in color. I bought it Victoria Island. That was the place where I got it. I remember that day I don't know how I got to work, you know, that day, but I drove that car. I used to live in Yaba, Lagos at that time, and we drove it, and I told my wife, I said, I'm bringing your car. It was tear nylon, or they call tear rubber, or they call brand new. Are we together? Guys, it was so beautiful, you know, and all those kind of things, and I was so happy. I was able to, guys, we can't, you know, today brand new car is like 35 million. But what is 35 million in dollars? I've taught you that your mind has to be reprogrammed. I've been teaching you weeks on weeks. We've been doing this now for almost maybe 3 going to 4 months now. Guys, there's a reprogramming. You can make much more money. Guys, I'm thinking about taking some employees, and I want to do an experiment with them. I want to take some employees and help them just make one extra 3 million just by the side. They have their job, or just make 3 million, that kind of thing. You know, but I'm still thinking about it, whether I have the time to do it. Because you see, the average person says, can I really do it? You can do it. You can make money. There's so much money in the world. COVID did not evaporate money. The money is still here in the world. How do we move it and bring it into our pocket? And that's what I'm going to be sharing tonight. So the story, of course, I spent the money, made some investment at that point in time, but that is how I got the gift. Now, hear me, guys. Thank you, Bobo. That's my brother. Now, hear me, guys. There are 7 things that happen for that to happen. And there are 7 things, if you're a business owner, that must happen. Now, you might have heard this in Harvard, in Yale, you're hearing now Money Heist, okay? Because we're global now, okay? But it's important that you understand and apply these things. Understand and apply these things. Number 1, and in no particular order, why did they give me 5.5 million naira? I think the first one is that I had a scarcity factor. Guys, if you want to have big money, you need some sort of scarcity factor. Just write it down. I'm going to explain it to you. All right? I'm going to explain it to you. Let me say this to you. The things that are scarce cost more money. I was with a friend of mine, and the person told me, okay, we're talking, and she said to me that Niva Queen Park was sold for 70,000 naira. I know, not Niva Queen. I said Niva Queen. Niva Queen is for old school. You know how old I am now. It's I can't remember the name of the drug. I can't remember. One malaria medicine anyway. Chloroquine, because of COVID. Yes, because of COVID, that it went up to 70,000. I said, what? If I'd known, God should have just revealed to me. I would have just been praying, and I just had chloroquine. I'd have bought, if I had bought 1,000 packs. Hey! Guys, I would have cleaned out. Scarce products, scarce entities, scarce solutions actually attract more value and put you in a place where you can get gifts. Now, let me say this to you. Everybody's selling here. I can see my people there and all that. People sell here and stuff like that. But hear me. There must just be some sort of scarcity around you. You know the reason why? Because scarcity is the law of supply and demand. When supply is low and demand is high, you can demand more money. Now, what does that mean? Thank you very much for reporting the page. The page is Jimmy_Tewe_. That person must go down tonight. Are we together? Now, hear me. The scarcity factor let's look at, I'll talk about working professionals first, then I'll talk about business owners. Now, for the working professionals, what you need is, you see, a lot of people go to work and they don't really understand the competency framework that determines how things operate in their business. Every organization should have, ideally, a competency framework that basically outlines all the competencies required to thrive in that organization. Unfortunately, most HR does do recruitment and all that, but the competency framework, simply put, is just a document where we say for all the kind of jobs in the organization, these are the kind of competencies, this kind of skills, the kind of knowledge and all those kind of things that they need to have. This is the level of proficiency that they need to have. Now, I can tell you something, that with the change that COVID brought, the competency framework for many organizations has changed, but many people in those businesses are still doing what is the norm, or what was the norm. Now, I'm saying that because the reason why they gave me that money at that time was that the bank, and hear me, I'm a certified job evaluator with the HIP Group of South Africa. We had done some work with them and we're prospecting for them to come again, and they were bidding us about $3 million back then. And one day we just sat down and we said, let's do this thing. So I remember then it was the current MD of UBA, Mr. Zoka, me and myself and one or two other people. We went to a hotel. We sat for about 3 days, and I was taking them through the methodology, and we did the ratings and all that. We created the documents. Guys, hear me. We created, I remember it was, UBA is red. So we had red at the back, white in front. And then we went, thank you so much, guys. Please, let's report this person till his report sheet would say at the end of the day, okay? So I went, and then we submitted the document. When we submitted the document to the bank, it wasn't required. But one day, they were having an exco meeting. And then there was some ruckus, something happened. And people were like, what we need in this bank is a job evaluation. And so my boss was there, and he says, guys, guess what? We have done a job evaluation. One small boy in HR, he has done the job evaluation. Do you know when they were going to get my approval? It was that they just had to say, you remember that document we did? This is the boy that did it. Tony could relate with that, and that was easy for him. Of course, I'll talk about some other things. Scarcity factor. So, scarcity with regards to your skills. And what I mean by that is that, look, please, in this dispensation, for working professionals, you are going to have to pay to learn some skills before your company will pay you for it. You are going to have to develop yourself. I'm telling you, because many companies they're still trying to figure a lot of things. Business owners, just hold on for me. I'm coming, because your own is very important. So have skills, scarcity in terms of knowledge. Know something that others don't know. Look, any company that you are clearly adding to the bottom line, or you are reducing their cost, whenever I will talk about, I don't know, I'm trying not to, okay, just take scarcity factor. Let me talk about business people. Business people now, for your business, some businesses by design is scarce. By design for some, like hair. Someone says, I'm doing hair. Well, there is hair everywhere. Even me, I have hair right now. I know you can't see it, but it's somewhere there. I have hair. But guys, guess what? The scarcity around hair usually is not in the hair as well. It's about the quality. I saw something on something here. In other words, they went to an Indian woman's head and plucked it and just sent it to Nigeria straight. Do you get my point? But the key thing is usually the experience. I find out for business owners that the difference that you can actually bring, because usually when products are open in the market, except it's a product that's just new in the market, but if there's anything new in market in Nigeria, for example, before you know, people are beginning to copy it, okay? Now, when the person that brought solar panels in Nigeria made a lot of money from that, and from there, I know one or two people that have gotten into the power sector. That's the gift they got. Because they are faithful in a small area, they got a big opportunity. So they are now doing IPP. I know somebody that is in that space right now, and they started with providing alternative energy sources. So I know what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is that you want to create scarcity around the kind of experience around what you are doing. Guys, audit your customer experience. Audit your customer experience. You see, many years ago, some years ago, I used to be like the pastor of the church. You know what I used to do sometimes? The church, I'll tell them to run this service. I will come in like a guest. I will sit down to feel how a regular person feels when they come in. That is customer experience. You are the CEO of the organization. That's why we do things like mystery shopping and things like that, so that you can have an idea. Because when you get to the meeting, we always report things that are going well, and it's usually a lie. Experience it and look for adjustments with experience. Anyway, number one is scarcity factor. Number two, because of time, is you need to have what I call a believable proposition. Guys, people will pay you money when they believe you can deliver on something. I've ever been somewhere where you said, "Are you sure you can do it? Are you sure you can do it?" The person says yes, and then you are able to go ahead and pay them. Guys, let me say this to you, okay? So Steve is putting there. Please take a moment, guys, to report a fake page. Jimmy_Tewe, we need that page closed tonight. We have been reporting this since, but it's like Instagram is increasing their number of reporting journalists. I don't know why. So guys, please report that page. Let that guy is sending message to people that they should send money to offer. Anybody that falls to that, by the way, should be flogged. But you know, orphanages, but they're trying to erode my brand. Anyway, we'll sort that. So please do that before you leave tonight. So scarcity factor number one, believable proposition. Now, I do programs, for example, and I find out something that people that pay always say something. They say, "I joined Money Heist when you are doing it, and when I heard you, I just knew you knew what you are saying." In other words, it is believable. Guys, when people begin to argue about whether they want to buy or not, is because they are not sure whether they're going to get that value. Audit it. Find out from your customers. Find out, check out your processes. Many of you have products that you have not defined clearly such that is believable. Go to let me even help you. Let's go to working professionals. You are very good with Excel. You can do macros and things like that. Please go and get a certification in that area, because that certification makes you better believable to other people. Because again, not everybody is going to give you the opportunity to sit down to prove yourself. But let me tell you what certifications do. Certifications make you believable. Now, guys, I know the average Nigerian is all about certificates and things like that. But guys, hear me. Yes, okay, please also block the account when it follows you. So at Facebook, Instagram, knows what is happening. Okay, but let me focus now. What's I say? All right, believable proposition. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought there. Okay, remind me, I'll see if I can get back to it. But you must have, people must be able to believe. I almost got it right now. It's about employees. Certifications, yes, certifications. Now, in the times we are living in, people get certifications, but make sure you get the knowledge you have been certified for. In the last 2 weeks, I've spent a few thousands of dollars getting certified in an area that I have the results in, but I need a certification for. That is Olujimi. I'm paying thousands of dollars to get that done. If I'm doing that, you should too. Because the number of people that are available in the market are so many that we need something to be able to sift through everybody. Remember I said, I'm a certified job evaluator. It makes you more believable. If you are lazy, you don't want to do exams and all that, you might be really skilled, but I want to say this to you, that you'll be overlooked a lot of times. And it's you that we are looking for. Okay? Number two is believable proposition. Number three is that you must have what I call a trade-off in the client's mind. I'm not doing this in any particular order, okay? A trade-off in the client's mind. Just write it down. A trade-off. Now, let me go back to my story. Now, I was asking for a promotion from 8 million to 13.5 million. But I had done a project that saved the bank $3 million. You do the math. $3 million, 13.5 million naira. Dollar was 160 naira per $1. So in their mind, that's not a bad deal because he has saved us money. Now, guys, you need to be able to help people have trade-off in their mind. Business people. Now, one of the things that we do in sales, for example, is that we always, I tell people, if you pay me $100, maybe for my program, exponential accountability program, you should register for it, but we'll talk about that, what's the time now? 9:05, wow, okay? When I always promise you, you will get more value. Now, up front, I tell you what you will, by the time you even read off the value you are going to get, it's clear to you that this is more than $100. By the time you are through with it, you see it's more than $100. You see, people will struggle with you when they feel either number one, that the value that you are demanding is directly proportional to the value you want to give, or if the value you are proposing is less than the value you want to give. That's when they begin to argue. You say, for example, you sell clothes or sell hair, and then there's some hair that my wife likes really nice hair and I'm planning to buy her some and all that. There's some hair that I've been seeing. When you see the hair, you will know that this one is not 13,000 naira. You have courage. You have to have courage to ask, hello, how much is the hair? They tell you it's 250,000. And you're thinking that's one plot of land in my village, all right, or whatever. But that's the fact about it. And those 250,000, have you noticed that those 250,000 naira hair, you don't price them? You know the hair they price? 40,000 naira hair. Can't you take 35? Can't you take 30? But if 250, because where do you want to start from? I'm not asking you to overcharge. I'm just saying clearly that there must be a trade-off in the mind of your client. Every time there's a transaction, let me say this to you. Look, think about it. I got these glasses. I can't tell you the price, all right? It was a 6-figure amount because it has, you can see it's purple. It has all this. When I go out and get out, it becomes darker. All those photochromic things they just used to bubble me. I didn't price it though. See, this place where I went to was the Lekki Phase 1. They don't price in that place. If you price, shame will catch you. Even your ancestors will wake up and beat you. Why will you do that to us? So I had to, the trade-off was already happening by experience. I'm coming to this kind of place. Guys, sometimes invest in the experience of the customers. Make sure there's a clear trade-off in their mind. You want to sell your book. You launch a new book. I tell a lot of people, your name is not, you don't have the clout yet, then you want to launch a book for 5,000 naira. Why don't you say, along with that book, you are going to also provide 1, 2, 3 things that is normally altogether 10,000 naira, but you are going to do 5,000 naira. Oh, wow. Instead of 10,000, paying 5,000, that's a trade-off. Guys, you need to know how to do this very well. Let me run because of time. Number 3. That's number 3. Number 4. They're going to get this kind of money I'm talking about. You need sponsors. Write it down. Sponsor. Guys, I will never have made that money. Jola, I can see you. How you doing? See, guys, I could never have collected that 5.5 million naira if I didn't have a sponsor. Somebody spoke for me. The current MD of UBA, he spoke for me. I'm sure I don't know the conversation he did or that they had at that point in time, but he told. Now, let me go tell you another part of the story many people don't know. One day, I got a call. They said, GMD wants to see you. I've never met Tony before that time. I was like, GMD wants to see me. And all those kind of things. And then I was like, what did I do wrong? I'm sorry, I seem to think that way at that point in time. And I tried to call my boss, I couldn't reach him. And he said, he's calling, you should come now. And Harold used to be his executive assistant then. And I was like, Jimmy, how you doing now? Sit down. Then 3 minutes later, Augusta should come in. I said, what? And I walked in and I saw the lion on the table, Tony Elumelu, and all that. Now, what had happened was that there was something was working on and he needed somebody. And in the conversation, he said, I need this kind of person. And the current MD of UBA mentioned my name. That was what took me to that conversation. Guys, let me say this to you. Do you want to go up in life? Somebody upstairs will speak your name. There's no story around it. If you want to go up in life, somebody, even God, let me tell you what God does. When God wants to change your life, somebody upstairs, God will tell him to pull you upstairs. For example, I always teach that if you want to do government business, the handle of government door is not outside, it's inside. If they don't open the door for you, you are not going to go anywhere. You'll be applying. I beg to apply. I try to apply. I wish to apply. You will just be applied mathematics. No results at the end of the day. You need sponsors. Now, I'm not asking you to curry up to people and try to just suck up to them and all that. You need to have been in a place where they have observed they've experienced you, and then they now have the opportunity to recommend you. Somebody recommended me. I work people in organizations, and many of them, nobody, you say, my work will speak for me. Audio, your work does not speak. As your work is speaking, everybody's work is speaking. So you must have your work speaking and somebody else must speak for you. The same thing in business. You want to do big business, somebody must speak for you. We call it client referrals and things like that. And that's at one level. But I'm talking about volume business. You want to supply an organization. I'm telling you, look, we've done vendor assessment. We do vendor assessment though. I'm telling you, let me tell you the process. We have one form they will give us. They will call someone from procurement, someone from HR, someone from this. 7 of us to sit down. The client to come and present to us. Brenda, you know what I'm talking about. We'll sit down and then we'll now say, we'll have like 10 criteria. Tell us about your solution. They will talk. Thank you very much. Bye. No problem at all. Then we'll now rate them 7, 2, 1, 5. We'll now have total score. I'm telling you what they do. At the end of the day, they'll have the top 3. They will now sit down and now say, based on this, who do you think we should take? Now, usually, there's somebody that has the highest score. But I've seen it where number 2 is the one that gets it. And somebody will say, well, I don't know about them. They sound very great, but I know this ones. I know they did for this place. I know they did for this place. I know they did for that place. And guys, the moment that happens, number 1 becomes number 3. I've seen it too many times. You know why? You see, you have to know how to procure favor, how to buy favor. Look, oh Lord my God, business people, please, this December, don't let slack. Oh. The people that are in your fields, that are gatekeepers, you need to know how to give them gifts. It's not bribe. A bribe is what you give when you are running something for a particular project and you want to influence the project. A gift is what you give. There's nothing on ground. You just give them to say, I appreciate you, I love you, God bless you, we are around. Are you hearing me? Do things for people. You know, in America, they call it lobbying, when politics are all the same. So sorry for using, you know, the vernacular that I spoke, but that was the only way I could express myself. It's all the same. You're going to have to give gifts to people that matter, because let me say this to you. Usually, on the day that there's a need to recommend somebody, many times people have forgotten. You know, they remember the person that gave them gifts. The person that did something for them. Someone says, can someone endorse me? Yeah, so let me tell you the person who endorsed you. The person that has experienced you. Do good things for people. When I was in UBA, go and find out. I used to do work for people. They having a chance. I said, can I help you there on that project? People liked me. And I'm telling you, go and check it. I still have a number of them. Maybe some people don't like you. That's life, all right? That I don't feel bad about. But make sure that the people that like you are more than people that don't like you. For example, if you go and check your insight, you will be shocked some people unfollowed you this week. I'm telling you. Everybody, we all get people unfollowing us every week. You post something that you're convinced about, you drop somebody off on the wrong side, they unfollow you. They have something about you, they unfollow you. But you see, the way you get growth is when your following is more than your unfollowing. That's the way you say that I am. There are people that unfollow. Guys, can I tell you who unfollowed me this week? 137 or something. Are these people all right with all the value that I'm giving? See, but 337 people join, so my numbers have gone up. Do you get my point? So please, it's okay. People need to like you. You need to be likable. It is not my God will fight for me. My God should come and tell you that he's fighting too much for you. He wants to just be discussing for you. Our God is not a fighting God. Are you hearing me? Please. I'm not asking you to support people. Your values must still be in place, but you need to learn how to deal wisely with people. Are you learning something? So speak about the scarcity factor. Wow. It's already 17 minutes left. Scarcity factor. Spoken about believable proposition. Spoken about the trade-off. Spoken about sponsor. Now, hold on. 3 more things I want to share with you. But before I share that, number 1, remember, report the fake page. Number 2, I am moving Money Heist away from Instagram by the end of September. Oh no, Jimmy, don't leave me. But for real, yeah, I'm taking off Instagram. And I'm creating, like I put it here, the Money Heist show with Jimmy Tewe. And it is going to be, as in like, sweet. Are we together? Now, I really want to invest in it because I realized loads of people are struggling financially. I struggle financially. I had a big name, but my pocket was not the same size as my name. Now my pocket is bigger than my name, and I'm grateful to God. That's the way it should be in life. Are we together? Because I now know how to trade. So I'm very passionate about this, very intentional about this. So throughout September, we're going to be on IG, but in October, no more IG. We're going to be in a Zoom group. Because I want to take this very seriously. I want to know those that are really for me and those that are just trying to see what I'm going to say wrong so they can come and they can haunt me. You're not going to say anything, by the way. All right? I want to be able to have a group of people that I can work with, and where, I mean, there's so many things that we're bringing to our community. Is the money heist. Look, someone say money heist. Yes, is that not robbery? It's not robbery. We do it legally. I was together. We're moving to Zoom. But don't worry now. What you need to do is if you go to my bio right now, you would see a link that says there, Money Heist Show with Jimmy TV. If you click it, it will take you straight away to a Telegram group, and that way I'll begin to now. The good thing is that beyond Tuesdays, even during the week, we'll have extra stuff. I need you guys by December 31, 2020 to be loaded financially. I want you to choose where you're going to travel. I want you to choose who you're going to bless. I want you to buy a car for somebody. Anybody willing to do that before the end of the year? I'm telling you. And it's very possible. Money is easy to make. Plenty money is even easier to make. It's about mindset. So work on your mindset. We'll teach you stuff and all that. I'm very intentional about this. I understand Nigeria is tough, but guys, we're going to do that. So we're still here. Next week, I'm going to come here. I'm thinking about bringing somebody next week to talk about exportation, because some of you need to know about that, okay? We'll look into that. So Money Heist Show, we're going to Zoom at the end of the month. But right now, you can click the link in my bio. It will take you to, the Telegram group, and there we'll now begin to have, a lot of engagement. Number two, or the next thing before, is that at some point, I think in the month of October, I'm going to do what they call the $10,000 money heist. What did I call it? The $10,000 money heist. What are we going to do? A group of us are going to come together. We're going to come together and we're going to map up a plan. We will teach you for the first 3 weeks. Then we will coach you for 2 weeks, and we will implement some things, and then you're going to have you be in a group for support for another 1 month, so that we can take you through how to make that $10,000. Okay, so expectation, maybe we'll look at that next week and all that. So I'm going to bring financial organization, not the one that talk bobo, that want to come and talk nonsense. No, people that are sound, that can teach you how to invest. I will bring cryptocurrency, because we need to decode this thing. They are saying crypto is this, crypto is that. Let's study it first. There might be a huge opportunity. Forex, I won't bring someone that will come and confuse us. Not further math teacher, no. Further math teacher always confuse us. People that can break this down, that's what I want to do in the Money Heist Show. Alright, so the $10,000 Money Heist is going to come up in October. More details coming. I mentioned already that I have a webinar this Saturday. Please don't miss it. The 10 best and worst decisions I have made after I resigned. The 10, and so it's 5.5. Best and worst. You don't want to do the worst. You don't want to miss the best. Saturday, I believe it's 8:30 or whatever. Go to my bio. It's on Zoom, it's not on IG. Go to my bio and click the link there. You will actually see how you can actually be a part of it, okay? And then, of course, someone asked me about Exponential Accountability Program. We have another one. That one's going to happen 17th of September to the 18th of September to the 27th of September. Is going to be explosive. Click the link in my bio also. You will see Exponential. But you know what? Tonight, just go and sit in my bio. You'll see so much value there. 2 of them are free. 1 of them is not free. Just go there and be a part of it. Okay? Let me finish with the last 3. Now, I've spoken about Scarcity Factor, trade-off, sponsor, and then I've spoken about believable proposition. The next thing you need is opportunities. Guys, if I didn't ask for that money at that time, I wouldn't have made that money. Or if I didn't ask for my promotion at that time. Now, the fact about this is that, let me drink some water. By the way, tell me, are you getting value from this? Are you getting value from this? I really want to do 1 hour today. Guys, we have only 11 minutes left. And I want to, don't worry about the fake accounts. Oh, okay. How can you accommodate people with different time zones? I understand. See, my programs, I know, see, the challenge is that even if I move to America, the Nigerians will suffer. Either way. But what we try to do is we try to have like average times. Our programs have been run, taken by people from over 20 countries. Most of them, funny enough, this last EAP, we had about almost half of them from the UK, UK same time, but the US and Canada, we have a lot of people that are part of it. So don't worry about the timing. It's so beautiful. The Exponential Accountability Program is a transformational program. It will shock you into prosperity, money, number 1. It will shock you. You will get clarity about what you should be doing this season. It will shock you. You have courage. Ask people that have been, if you have been part of EAP, tell them about it, okay? Click the link. It's not free. It's $100. No, sorry, it's not $100. I remember. Satan wanted to get me, but you not get me. It's $125 now. And of course, at the part of the righteous as the shine light shines brighter and brighter. All right, $125 is 57,200 or something like that. Go ahead and register for it. It's going to be closed where people are registering already. Go and get what is about that. Let me go back to my notes. I need to tell you. So we've spoken about this opportunity, guys. Let me say this to you. I find out that the opportunity that will change your life usually will come unannounced. So I've decided to do something. I've always learned now to maximize every opportunity as best as I can. Every opportunity as best as I can. Every opportunity, guys, let me say this to you. The customer that will refer you to the government, you don't know that person. They don't come with a billboard on their head. The customer that will refer you for exportation, you will never know. The customer that is about to travel to Australia, or like one of our guys said, Australia, that is the Indaboski, all right? That's good to, you don't know the person. The person can get to Australia today and just say, please. I remember a friend of mine that was selling Garium sulfide. Garium sulfide is a chemical solution that when mixed with water produces a very, very tremendous experience that is very, sweet to the mouth. All right. In Nigeria, we call it Gari, G-A-R-R-I, but really it's a chemical solution that is called Garium sulfide. It dissolves. And when it dissolves two things, there's the mass that brings pleasure. There's the water that brings, I don't know what it is, fantasy or something else. Anyway, so my friend was selling Garium sulfide. She got a deal to supply somebody in the UAE. They sent her 5 million naira cash. I can't ever forget Mr. Fukoya at that time. 5M for Gary. So you don't know. So I've learned something about opportunity. Treat every transaction as your opportunity. Thank you, Jimmy TV Company. That's the link for EAP. In fact, don't be afraid. Click it. Go and read about the program and all that. I'm serious. Look, I can see BCC Photography Studios. I know I have photographer friends that they carry them to Dubai for. So some of them have gotten there. They pay for visa. They pay for tickets. They pay for almost pay for passports. Because they said you are the one that must take my photo. But usually, I find out something that the guys that make money in the abroad, in the abroad, usually is by recommendation. It is by recommendation. So treat every opportunity well. What if I did not do that report well? What if I did not do what I have to do that point well? So guys, challenge yourself to excellence. If you are an employee, if you're a business owner, don't just do business. Look at how you can improve. EAP 7 will be the best EAP so far because I'm improving. For example, I'm bringing some coaching moments into that. We're bringing some coaching tools into EAP 7. What I did not do from EAP 1 to EAP 6. Guys, for $127, $125, it's a rip-off on my own end. It's a blessing on your own end. So guys, opportunity is so important. How you treat every one of them. I'm almost through. Wow, we have 7 more minutes. Now, I spoke about the scarcity factor. There is another scarcity, and that is called the scarcity of timing. Write it down. Let me explain this to you. Look, if your product is available forever, there's a guy that wanted to marry a lady. And the lady said, he asked the girl, lady said, when will you be ready? She said, anytime you're ready. Do you know what anytime means? 9 years, I'm still here. 13 years, I'm still here. No, the lady is just to say, well, it's up to you, but by next year, I know I'll be married. The guy is the one that'll be like, it's me you're going to marry you. You know, a lot of people are too open-ended, and that's the reason why they have problems. How can you tell you, I'm here with you forever? No, we are not here forever until you do what is needful. I shall know that in 2021, I'll be married. Whether it's you or not, it's up to you to do what you need to do. All these open-ended relationships, let's see where it goes. That's the problem. We're still seeing where it's going. Let's know where we're going. Anyway, that's on another end. Same thing within organizations and all that is that, see, look, the reason why they actually paid me that money was because there was a need for my skills in another bank. And that bank was going to pay. They knew the bank would pay a lot more. That was what propelled them. So that scarcity of timing was what got into them. Why must your customers know that it can always be available? Now, don't lie, but let them know that this is available for 24 hours. Some people, their mind doesn't work until they hear timing. Scarcity of timing. Great. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last one is the most important one. is that you must sell. When we go to Money Heist show, I want to convert. See, every human being must be a salesperson, an effective one. You will have more success in your life if you know how to sell. You will have more results in your life if you have the courage, the confidence, the capacity to be able to sell. It's so important. Sell. I demanded. I said something here. Look for an opportunity to transact, to add value. That's what does it mean to sell? To sell doesn't mean to collect money. It is basically to get an opportunity to transact value. It is so important because somehow I sold myself in that organization. Do you know, if the MD of UBA, Kenneth Uzoka, sees me today, he recognizes me. The last time I saw him, I hosted a conference last year at the International Conference Center, Abuja, with the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and his office, and we had the Vice President that was there. You know, we had the ministers that were there, and I was the main organizing person with the office of the OSGF. And Kennedy came. I said, "You, how are you?" You know the reason why? I had sold myself to him. I would be one day somewhere, and someone called me and said, "Hello, Jimmy, you know, the government of Nigeria needs your help." I'm serious. Because the reason they can look, you cannot recommend what you've not bought before. Have you noticed? So if somebody doesn't sell it, you cannot recommend. You are not recommendable until you have been selling. Sell, sell. Go and learn. Stop, number one, stop telling yourself you cannot sell. It is a lie from the pit of hell is too shallow. It's a lie from the abyss of, I don't care, the lake of fire. Maybe. Stop saying that to yourself. You have to sell yourself in the organization. Now, to sell means to have value and then present it in a way that the client can see that value and take that value from you. Many of you can make more money in organizations. I'm telling you. I got that 5.5 million cash. Sweet money. I don't even have pay tax. I can't remember. But all things that passed away, behold, all things have become new. I'm looking, there's some big amounts I'm going to get. And I'm going to get them because I can sell. So guys, I've said so much today, but Money Heist, we're not playing. Next week, Tuesday, I'm going to go and talk to that expert person and all that. Let's talk about these things because you need to broaden your scope. Then guys, please don't just hear. Start trying stuff out. Tomorrow is another opportunity. If I started tonight, what can I adjust? Start doing something in that regard. Look, Brenda, I know you're there in Abuja, and you can still become SM in 2 years, even if you're an ABO. So it's not possible. Look, the thing about it is that you just need to bring value. There's one girl like that in one bank. 7 years, they wanted to make her ED. Do you know how much money she brought? It was mad money. But she could sell. She could sell. Guys, remember, go to my linked tree. That's my bio. First, report the fake page. The fake one is Jimmy_Tewe_. Number 2, we are moving to Zoom. So let's start the transition. Go and click my link tree. It's in my bio tonight. Click the Money Heist Show with Jimmy Tewe and go and join that group there. Start clapping for me. If I did well today, yeah, you can clap, you can clap. The $10,000 Money Heist is coming in October. Just what? But I'm not even sure I'm going to put it on Instagram because people on Instagram are not in the space to be able to do. It's only the $10,000 people that I think I'll provide that for. Then this Saturday, I have a free webinar, 10 best and worst decisions that I made. While, okay, you even know the person that we're going to promote. You can see, it's Zenith Bank, yes. You are the hand. 10 best and worst decisions I've made. Guys, I've made some mistakes. You can't make them. Please, some of you that are planning to transit. The time to get ready for war is in the time of peace. Don't get to war to begin to prepare for war. Start doing what you need to do now. Is that okay? And then lastly, EAP 7. Exponential Accountability Pro. That's my flagship program. It's a transformational program. I can tell you, you pay that $125, you will learn how to make money, you will make friends. A lot of people from different nations, they are doing amazing things together now. In fact, I have big plans for EAP guys. Guys that have done EAP, don't worry, I'm coming for you. Amazing, big things, all right? So go ahead and register for the program. I allow usually about 5 to 10 people to have like a spread payment. So if you want to be part of that 5 to 10 people, send me a DM. I'll allow you in that regard. But once the number is there, then it's okay, and that's the end. But guys, I hope you got the value tonight. I don't want to extend the 2 no, we're transiting, so that way we can get to 1 hour. That is the link for Exponential Accountability Program. This Saturday, I look forward to seeing you at the free webinar. Tell your friends about it. Let them join. Guys, it's going to be serious, and we're going to have an amazing time. So thank you very much. Let me please play my music, the DJ music, as we end. All right. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Yes. See you in the next EAP. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. God bless you, everybody. Brenda, see you soon. I'm a proud EAP graduate. I know you. Ify, how you doing? Bukola, where's my bands? Where's my bands? Those in the class know what I'm talking about. Excellent. Mobolaji from Abelkuta, how you doing? Thank you so much for staying with us. Kiki Farms, that supplies amazing fish and stuff. Thank you. Utibe, where's my beret? All right, I need one. Let me look young again. Photography Studio, BCC, keep doing great stuff. Beautiful business analysis guru. The world needs you. Join EAP. We'll help you take it to the next level. Ajo's hair. Proud EAP. I see you. Beautiful. Thank you, Ejiro. All right, Dubai. Have to be okay. Value. Thank you very much, everybody. VHF official. I know you. See, great to be here. Good to see you. You know what I'm going to do very soon, yeah? Benga Rufai, Canada, my man. Good to see you. Set our not the Pepper Dem gang, but EAP gang. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Like I always tell people, hug your wives. If you are married, hug your spouse. If you are married, if you are single, hug your Bible, hug your pillow. Stay safe out there. It's a dangerous world out there, all right? Thank you very much. Let me allow you to go. Have a wonderful night's rest. Bye. Yes, Shola Olakuto, please, it's a fake account. It's not me. Go and report it. Block the person. Report it. Wow, official doer, Atlanta, Georgia. I was in Atlanta. I'm coming again soon. All right, we should meet up. All right, the world is waiting for your book. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Tuesday next week, we're going to be back here again. Let's make it happen. Let's make it live. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful night.